So here we are, back again, Joe and Mark's EXP chat. It's been a while.
It has been a while. It's been a while, yeah. First one of the year.
Belated Happy New Year.
Yes.
I must admit, I've struggled a little bit to get the mojo going at the start of the new year. The sort of hangover of Christmas, the shock of now having 4 children,
yes,
and more things going on at home.
Exactly.
I've just only in the last week started to kind of get myself back into a bit of a routine and a bit of a rhythm and get my teeth into some new stuff property-wise. So yeah, how's your start to January been?
Yeah, it's been a slow one, with new inquiries and new instructions.
Yeah.
But it's all starting to happen about now, which is why we decided to go for a walk today and actually chat to you today. Perfect timing. I mean, I think it's been a good one in the sense that sales have really picked up. So the stuff that I've got on the market currently, I'm getting under offer, and I've had viewings on properties that had no viewings before Christmas.
Yeah.
And I was really determined to get price reductions on them going into the new year, and I haven't had to do that because I just had viewings and I've got offers coming in. So that's sort of where I'm at the moment. How about you?
I think sometimes we traditionally forget that January is a slow start.
I know.
And a lot of people were talking about just before Christmas, okay, we'll have a week rest, family time, and then get back at it, sort of January, and people start trying to hammer away sort of in that first week of January and then get disappointed that there's nothing happening and there's not many things coming on. But it really is only now you get into the back half of January and start to feed into February when better weather sort of comes that people come out of their shells, and we forget that sometimes. And I've certainly seen that with inquiries and valuations. Got some really cracking valuations where people have clearly just thought week 3 of January I'm going to pick my phone up and I'm going to ring that agent. They didn't think about doing it on January the 2nd or January the 3rd or 4th. It's now that they've decided, because they're planning towards that traditional spring thing, and a lot of people still think like that in this industry.
Yeah, they do. I mean, let's talk about some of these valuations, because we were both gobsmacked at the level of value on on the properties that we're both going to see over the next few days. So come on, you talk first.
It's nice to be, when we talked on our last chat about how we generate stuff ourselves through social media and networking and the marketing that we do there. But obviously there needs to be a bit of a drip feed of properties that come to you as well. And it's always hard being self-employed individuals without having that sort of built up sort of following for years that a high street office has, where sometimes it can be a quiet place, can't it? It's like, oh God, the phone's not ringing, or no one's asking us to provide their house. And when they come in, they're great. So we're on the Cassiobury now, and one came in this week where the chap had Googled me, and then he went through the EXP website and sent his inquiry and wants me to go and value his home, and he's chosen me specifically. He says he hasn't invited other estate agents because he likes the look of me and the EXP approach. That's fantastic. You fist pump when that valuation gets booked. You've not even won it or earned a penny from it yet, but that's such a nice thing after 2 years that it's probably the first real invite into this estate that isn't from recommendation or social media. It's from someone finding me in another way. And then
well, I think that's a testament to the business model, in the sense that particular individual is not looking at the brand of the normal estate agent that works on the Cassiobury. They're actually trying to find a real person. That and it's the same thing with me as well. So tomorrow I'm going to value a property that I feel is going to be around about £2.5 million.
I've got these people at tennis. They're just like grinning like Cheshire cats. Like, who are these two weirdos walking past Cassiobury tennis courts?
It's worse when you're walking along just on your own, talking to the camera. At least there's 2 of us. They can think we're talking to each other.
On that though, the corporates in the high street, I keep in touch with a lot of them and speak to them, and they're struggling for stock. So whereas they might have had 40 properties on in a month, they're now getting like 25 on. Whereas we might have put 5 on, we're putting 2 on. So we're also affected at different levels. But they're having the same problem at the moment.
Absolutely, and they've got much bigger overheads than we have. You know, I mean, right now, as I said to you, I'm going to value something tomorrow.
Trying not to get run over.
Not get run over.
Yeah, big money. What you're looking at there?
No, so it's a £2.5 million house. It's in Radlett. I've been again also approached. He's already told me that he's had the big guns in and they valued it. But he has said to me that he wants to go with the person rather than the brand. Now that does a lot of stuff, because what it is, it's obviously an amazing property, great for my business, great for my reputation, great fee. But what it also does is it, as far as the industry goes, is it sends a few shockwaves, hopefully, through some of the bigger, more established, high-end brands.
Absolutely. The two things are for that is, and it's not an ego thing, but I'm looking quite forwards to kind of boards and hoarding going up on something I've got at a similar value, and people going, hold on a minute, how did he get that?
Exactly.
How did that little chap get that? How did
Just with his
that
face
one-man
on
band get that? And they'll be scratching their heads. And then on the other front as well, for us to get that, it's so massive and be trusted with something like that. And then also, let's talk about money, because at the end of the day, we want to make money as well. The fees for us out of that, even at an average, let's just say an average 1%, could be potentially 20,000 for you or me, take away from completing those deals. And that is when we talk about life-changing, being self-employed, that is life-changing, because that's nearly half of my last salary for working a whole year in a high street office.
Yeah, same. I know, exactly. And that's just 1 month. And then the funny thing is that when you get a completion on something like that, it generally works out that you end up with three completions in that month. Well, so you've got that, and then you've got two smaller ones as well that you would normally...
The month after you might do 5 for the same amount, and there might be like flats and...
Exactly.
They might take your ages with leasehold and cladding, and it might be like you work your socks off for... $4,000, but that's just as worthwhile as something like that. But obviously the money is nice.
Well, you get some of the agents that are in central London where the fees are like that all the time, or near enough all the time. When you've got property values of 1.5, 2.5, £3.5 million, and they're also doing volume on those fees too. It's ridiculous, the earnings, absolutely ridiculous. You're talking about earning a year's normal salary in 1 month.
That's great. So outlook for Mark Stern, outlook for EXP, outlook for UK property. What we think in February going forward into the first half of this year?
February's going to be the month that it all wakes up. I just got a good feeling about it. It hasn't been a great start to the year as far as instructions go, but it has been a good start to the year, as I say, regarding sales. So at least you're building your pipeline, and that keeps you going for a while. So that gives you security, and the stock will come.
I'm excited. The mojo is back. I thought I'd lost it for the first couple of weeks of this new year.
Well, you had to have a baby.
There was a little bit of a shock to the system, but I'm excited. There's valuations back, there's instructions back, properties are getting the interest, and I think house prices are going to continue to sort of edge up over the year. Not dramatically, but I think you'll still see sort of an upwards moving trend of this year. If you're going to sell your house now, 2022 is the most you're going to sell your house for ever. In theory. In theory it is, because it's at the moment it's supply and demand, and once that supply comes up more, then obviously it will level off the price. So if you want to capitalise, give us a call, or if you want to chat about EXP, anything related to that, then give us a shout as well. But it's good to catch up.
No, you too. Now we're in Cassiobury Park, the sun is shining.
Shame there's no pub in Cassiobury Park. But,
All right then, listen, have a great week everyone. Speak to you soon.
Cheers.